Using NBS Chorus can be particularly useful from a contractor's point of view, providing a dedicated platform to host your consultants or various disciplines' specification content. As you can see with this example, various stages are named and organized exactly as you might want them. You can name these as you wish, fully controlled by the project contractor, either holding early stage content, perhaps with just performance clauses or outline specs, preliminaries there, all the way through to different stages in the project and construction issue content. You can organize communication and collaboration between your consultants or team members in Chorus. As shown here, I've invited my colleague Julian to the project, but only as a contributor. So you can add to specs, but not organize or control the overall output. I can easily add other people from other companies to the content. For example, my colleague Mike here, I can give him varying levels of permission overall, or sort individually by stage which level of permission he has. So lots of good options for integration there with your team. So within the Stage 1 architecture set, for example, you can freely type the prefix and suffix fields, as I have done here for showing the work sections, for example, or then project codes or in-house numbering conventions. That's really up to you. I left a note in the unitized curtain walling system for the facade engineer to contribute to this particular clause. So once I click into this overall system clause, in the spec notes, I can see I left a note here for the facade specialist to comment or amend, if he can, have those permissions with this content. I can then add further notes below in this box, and they'll start to tabulate up on the right-hand side. So very handy for collaboration between your team. Back into the spec content, and you can easily use the tick boxes down the left-hand side here to select what you need and produce various schedules and lists. The submittals report up here is very useful and can be offered in these various formats to tabulate all the systems and products where a submission is required, so very handy to keep tabs on that. There's also an export summary sheet, which can be produced to show all the systems and products that are currently in your specification, so really handy output in Excel there. There's a couple I've made earlier. This is the submissions report, where any word submit or submittal or submissions are shown here, which system it relates to. Then also the kind of materials and finishes schedule can be thrown out here. The systems are listed, then the prefix and the suffix, as well as the overall title of the system. And then this description can be used, free typing. You can add manufacturer details there if you want to. Then I've just added a column on the end there for image. So very handy to use that when you need to. The extra edge of functionality in Chorus is the integration with Revit, Archicad and Navisworks, whereby, especially after novation, for example, you can control and further develop the BIM model along with the spec to produce the as-built or in-operation documentation, therefore handing over a better asset to your client. Chorus works in the same way when docked in the modeling software here, and works on associations. As you can see, I've associated the balustrade specification content directly with the model element. So here that little icon suggests it's been associated with the open model. And once I click into this object, I can see on the parameters that the prefix code, title and suffix have been added. And I've given it the correct name so it matches up with what's in the spec. You can keep tabs on that using the model tab here. That shows unassociated, associated items, and then issues will pop up where there's any inconsistencies. So it's really good for on-site work where you're trying to check on coordination between the consultant's work. So all the content you've seen here can of course be easily copied and used in your next project, stored up in the virtual shelf of masters, perhaps used as your own company template specification, which you can then use to invite architects or consultants to develop when they enter the design stage. This further increases your control over inheriting and translating the drawings onto your site operations. So many benefits for Chorus for contractors. Please get in touch with me for any further discussion. Thanks.